What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video here today. And this video is basically 11 of Forest's best ever players. That was what I've seen on the Forest website, so I've took them players and put them into a team. I've put Forest in the Premier League alongside Chelsea, Arsenal, etc. And basically what I'm going to do is see how them 11 legends can get on and see if they can win the Premier League and push even top 4 of the Champions League in today's era, because they used to dominate English football and dominate the world at some times. So let's see if they can compete with today's teams. So this is the team at the minute. That is what I've created. It's Shilton in goal, Viv Anderson, Kenny Burns, Des Walker and Stuart Pearce across the back four, Stuart Pearce being the captain. Martin O'Neill at right wing, John Robertson, arguably the best ever Forest player to ever live, at left wing, Roy Keane and John McGovern at centre mid, and up front Stan Collymore and son of the great man Nigel Clough. And as you can see, as the manager of the career mode is Brian Clough. So what we're going to do, we're going to go check the calendar straight away. And our first game in the Premier League is going to be against Manchester City. No harder opponent it comes than them. So it'll be a real test to see if the legends can get on against them. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip all the way to the City game and see how it goes. It's going to be a one season thing, see if Forest can win the Premier League, and then we'll move on to another team. Drop your comments below who you want to see, whether it's the best Chelsea team, best ever United team with Beckham, etc., Arsenal team, the Invincibles. So yeah, we'll do more, and then we can do stuff like, would United win the league if Ronaldo played for them, and stuff like that. So yeah, drop your comments down below and let's see what happens. So we're at the day before the City game now. And as you can see, we've got Middlesbrough in this month and Southampton in this month as well. But we're going to watch the City game play out, like from manually simming things. And as you can see, we've got a transfer off Kasami here. I'm just going to reject it straight up. I don't want to sell anyone in this career mode, even though he doesn't play for us anymore in real life. So basically, yeah, we're just going to go to the Manchester City game and see how the Nottingham Forest starting 11s gets on in their first ever game in this era of the Premier League. As you can see, Shilton, Anderson, Burns, Walker, Pearce, O'Neill, McGovern, Keane, Robertson, Collymore and Clough, and obviously the normal Forest team on the bench. But let's see how they get on. Started off with City getting an injury. Sterling gets the goal for City. It's not good, but is the team back then, did it meant that other teams around them wasn't as strong, and teams have got stronger nowadays due to money? Maybe. Let's see if they can do anything. And Nigel Clough scores with 13 minutes to go and gets Nottingham Forest to draw on the opening day against Manchester City. Hopefully they can, if they can do that against City, then the next two fixtures against Middlesbrough and Southampton, they can get the win. So basically what I'm going to do now is sim to the end of August, and then we'll go back and check what the score was against Middlesbrough and Southampton, and we'll see who's top goal scorer, etc. in the league, top assister, and see where we are in the league table. See if any of the teams have gone unbeaten for the first 3. So it's currently the end of August now, and we're just going to go back and check. So we beat Middlesbrough 3-0. So the Forest legends have got their first win under their belt. And what was the result against Southampton? A 2-2 draw. So out of a possible 9 points, we've only took 5. So okay, but we could have done a lot better. Let's go see where we are in the league, because okay, that's not too bad. 6 in the league. Obviously only 3 games gone, so you can't judge anything. And Crystal Palace have gone 3 in 3. 3 games, 3 wins. Excellent from them. They've not even conceded a goal. So yeah, that's a shot. But Chelsea, United, Leicester and Liverpool, also Palace, are the only teams that sit above us, and City sit on the same points as us. Stuart Pearce is 3rd in the rankings for goals in the Premier League from left back. Excellent. Have they done that then? And top assisters is Viv Anderson, right back, with 2 assists for Forest, and no other Forest player on the list. So as you can see, we're just going into the month of September now after this day finishes. And in the next month I think we've got Everton, Tottenham, a cup game and somebody else. I'm not sure who the other fixture is, but we'll be watching the Tottenham game. So yeah, the first game of September was against Everton and we lost that 1-0, so we've not gained any more points. So now we're going to go watch the Tottenham games. We'll probably, most likely, watch all the big games just to see how the team gets on against them. But yeah, Tottenham up next, away. So we're at White Hart Lane, still on 5 points. We can win this, and the teams above us lose, we can go into the top 4. So let's hope for a win, and let's see if the Forest Legends can do a job against what is an upcoming very good team in England. And Martin O'Neill scores the opening goal, putting the Legends 1-0 up. Heung-min Son misses the penalty for Tottenham. Why is he on penalty? It should be Kane. So Dyer scored, and then in the same minute John Robertson also scored, and O'Neill gets injured 2 minutes later. So yeah, Forest look to be winning the game if they can hold out. And they do so. They pick up a big win away at White Hart Lane against Tottenham, which lifts them up to 8 points.
Chelsea
and now sit, I don't know, we're just going to get this September out of the way, and then we'll come back and check the league position. So now we're at the end of September. I'm going to go check the score in the cup tie against Wimbledon. We lost 1-0 away in the cup. The best ever Forest team, Robertson, Pearce, Collymore, went away to Wimbledon and lost 1-0. I don't get how that's been done. And then we lose 1-0 at home to Crystal Palace, so things not going too well. Let's hope that October delivers a bit better, as we've got West Brom, Stoke, West Ham and then Arsenal at the end of the month, and we're watching the Arsenal game, so let's see how we get on against the other 3 teams. So just before we play the Arsenal game, we lost 2-1 to West Brom, so things not going too well for us. We win against Stoke 2-1, so done the reverse thing what we did against West Brom, and we won 2-1 against West Ham. So 3 games of 2-1s. We lost 1 and won 2. So let's see how we get on against the Gunners, arguably one of the better sides in England, or was, with Thierry Henry, Bergkamp. I don't care if we're not on track. And Stuart Pearce has been sent off in the last game. So Armand Traore is going to have to play for him in his position against Arsenal, his old club. He came from the youth academy, but he can't do anything about that. So Forest v Arsenal at the City Ground. Let's see how they get on. Same Forest team, just with Traore in at left back. Welbeck, Ozil, Sanchez, Chamberlain, El Nani, Coquelin, Monreal, Koscielny, Holding, Debussy, Ospina is how Arsenal line up, and Ozil gave them an early lead, but Stan Collymore gets Forest back level with Arsenal. Let's see how we get on now. Nothing much really happening in this one apart from the 2 early goals. A few changes for both sides, not for Arsenal mainly. And Martin O'Neill nicks it with 6 minutes to go. So he's scored some good goals so far, hopefully. And that gives us another win in the Premier League. And as you can see there, we sit 4th in the table, 6 points behind Chelsea, 6 points behind Palace and 4 points behind United, but we're on level points with Leicester. So it's not too bad, but we need to do a little bit better. So now we're into the month of November. We have Bournemouth, Hull and Liverpool. We're going to watch the Liverpool one again, just like with all the big ones we will, because that is the fixture that was very eye-catching back in the day. Forest, Liverpool, they dominated English football, both the clubs did. But I'm expecting at least 6 points out of this month, because we should be beating Bournemouth and Hull, and then hopefully we can do quite well against Liverpool. But we'll go back and check what we did against Bournemouth and Hull in a minute. So let's go check what we did against Bournemouth. We lost 1-0, that is a very poor result, we should be smashing them. We beat Hull 3-0, that's a good result, we'll take that. And now we'll go sim the Liverpool one. And the target of 6 points for this month is not over. If we beat Liverpool, and it's still been a decent month, but we should have been expected to beat Bournemouth. And we're away at Anfield. We beat Tottenham away, but can we beat Liverpool away? Who knows? Let's see if it can be done. Traore still at left back, so I'll have to change that for Pearce in the next game. But Collymore against his old team scores. He went from Forest to Liverpool, I think. So yeah, he comes back to haunt his old team. Early goal and nothing else in this one. Sturridge picking up an injury, how typical is that? He's always in the hospital, that lad. Matip scores with 16 to go. Must have been from a corner. And we get the draw. So 4 points out of a possible 9 in the month. It's bad considering we had Bournemouth and Hull. And at the end of the month, as you can see there, we're still sat in 4th position, but we've gained a point over 5th now. We're not on equal points, and we're only 4 points behind 3rd. And 9 points behind Chelsea, who sit top. And let's go onto the top goal scorers list. And Collymore is 6 with 6 goals. Stuart Pearce is 17th with 4 goals. And that's it for the goals. And assists, Nigel Clough, I think, unless that's Zach Clough coming off the bench, but I think it's Nigel. He's on 4 assists. And Viv Anderson is on 3 assists. So yeah, all going good so far. This is a very busy month, as you can see. In December we've got Leicester, Swansea, Chelsea, Watford, United and Burnley. We'll be watching the Chelsea and United ones, but hopefully we should be picking quite a few points up in this month. So as you can see, we've come to the Chelsea game now. We beat Leicester 4-1, thrashing really, and we lost to Swansea 2. I see that's where we should be picking up points. But we're going to go sim the Chelsea one and see how we get on against the Blues. They're sat top of the league at the minute in career mode. They obviously won the league in real life. Played very well all season. One thing I do need to do though is put Stuart Pearce back in at left back and give him the captaincy. He deserves it. Forest legend through and through. Didn't work out for him as manager, but hey yo, none of them not many of them work for Forest. So yeah, we are 6 points behind Chelsea, so it could go 3 if we win it. We're at home against them, so let's see if we can get the win. Hopefully we can. I'd like to think so, even though Chelsea have got a very good team. And John Robertson gives Forest the lead just 2 minutes in. Leave your comments down below if you think John Robertson was the best ever Forest player to ever put the shirt on. And he's gone and got another here. Nigel Clough gets on the score sheet as well. And it looks like to be a demolition of Chelsea. Collymore gets on the score sheet, and this is how the old Forest used to be. Robertson misses a penalty, but O'Neill scores and makes it 5-0. And that's how the game's going to end. So we thrashed Chelsea, which moves us into 3 points of them at the top of the league, and 1 point behind Crystal Palace. Palace have got a game in hand, so if Palace win, they go top of the league. We'll be 4 points behind them, but let's see how we get on in the next few games. So now we're at the day before the United game. We beat Watford 5-0 as well, so 10 goals scored in 2 games and none conceded. So 2 very good games there to pick up some more points and goals if it ever does come down to goal difference. And we're still 3 points behind Chelsea, but we sit 2nd in the league mainly because of the goals, and 3rd are United. So this is a big game for the legends of Forest. They sit on the same points, so if United win, they go above them. If Forest win, we put a gap between them. So let's see if we can pick up some points at Old Trafford. It's the same Forest team, the legends, against probably a very good United team. And it is a decent United team with Ibra, Martial, Smalling, De Gea in there, but Pogba and Vardy on the bench. So I wonder what was happening there, but Collymore gives the legends the lead. So he's got to be racking up the goals now. He's surely going for golden boot, as they call it nowadays. John Robertson gets another. I wonder who scored in the 5-0 thrashing of Watford. We'll have to go check. But yeah, we beat United 2-0 at Old Trafford, which gives us a 3-point gap behind in front of them. And we still 3 points behind Chelsea. Chelsea not giving anything up in a minute. But yeah, let's see how we do against Burnley. So let's go see what we did against Burnley. Hopefully it was another win that we can add to our tally, but who knows. It was a 2-0 win. So a 5-0 win, another 5-0 win, a 2-0 win and another 2-0 win in the last 4 fixtures of December. So now we've turned over the calendar year. Let's see if we can get a win against Liverpool, this time at the City Ground. So now we're going to sim the Liverpool game. Obviously I think it was a 1-1 draw at their place. We had the lead with Collymore, but then Matip scored with 16 to go. Hopefully we can get a win in this one, due to us having the home advantage. Martin O'Neill gives us the lead. And maybe if you're wondering why I've done O'Neill's name like that, it's because on this game they don't have the dash. So they can't actually do it as O'Neill, so we'll just have to do it like that. But it looks like another thrashing is on its way to the Legends opponents, as we win 4-0 with Robertson getting 2, O'Neill getting 1 and Viv Anderson getting on the score sheet. Another busy month in January, as we've got Birmingham in the Cup, Stoke and West Brom in the Premier League, and then Tottenham right at the end at home, and we beat them 2-1 away at White Hart Lane. So I've just seen that we've got Liverpool in the Cup, which means we must have beat Birmingham in the Cup. So I'm going to pause the simulation here. I'm going to sim the Liverpool game, then sim the Tottenham game, because like I said, we're going to sim all big games next in the FA Cup. Hopefully we can win it, get more trophies in our cabinet. But yeah, we're going to sim the Liverpool game, see if we can progress into the next round of the FA Cup. Hopefully we can. We beat them, I think it was 4-0 when we played them at home in the league. Hopefully another one of them would be nice. Nothing happens in the first 20 minutes. Clough scores to put Liverpool 1 down. Collymore gets on the score sheet as well, so that strike force looks to be a very good strike force. Liverpool not posing a threat at the minute, but we know they can with Coutinho, Firmino, Mane all on the field. But Collymore gets an over with 2 minutes to go, and Forest run out 3-0 winners and advance into the next round of the FA Cup. We're 2 points above Chelsea at the top of the league, but Chelsea have a game in hand, so if they lose it or draw it, we're still top of the league, which is very good. If they win, we're 1 point behind them. But now we've got to play Tottenham on deadline day, and let's see if we can get a result. So now we're going to play Spurs in the Premier League, and I'm just waiting for Chelsea to play their game in hand, because then we can see how it's going to go when we've both played the same amount of games. But we beat them 2-1 at their place at White Hart Lane, so hopefully we can get another win. Collymore gets on the score sheet just 23 minutes in, and he's been bagging in the goals, and Viv Anderson also gets in. He's been very attacking right back in this game. Dan Collymore gets the second of the game for himself. Lamela tries to pulls one back for Spurs to give them a little bit of hope into getting back into it, but Keane finishes off the game in the 88th, and Forest win 4-1 in the Premier League against Tottenham. So both games played against Tottenham, 2 wins. So let's go out of this transfer deadline day and get into the month of February. So now the fixture against Chelsea in the Cup, obviously the FA Cup has popped up, so we're going to watch that as we beat Liverpool in the FA Cup in the previous round. We beat them 4-1, and we beat Chelsea 5-0. I think, yeah, 5-0 at home in the career mode in the Premier League. So let's see how we can do away at Stamford Bridge in the FA Cup. Same Forest team put out again. Hopefully Collymore and Clough can score some more goals along with Robertson and O'Neill. McGovern has been straight redded just 18 minutes in. And Pedro gives Chelsea the lead just 42 minutes in, 3 minutes before half time. And Forest look to be going out of the FA Cup at this rate. But John Robertson says no and pulls one back. So it looks like it's going to go to a replay at the City Ground. Obviously last time they met at the City Ground it was a 5-0 thrashing towards for Forest. So yeah, we're into the month of February, so obviously you've seen the result against Chelsea. It was a 1-1 draw. But we beat Palace 2-0 in the league, beat Southampton 4-0 in the league, and lost to Everton 2-1. So it puts us in a strong position. And now it's the FA Cup replay against Chelsea. It's the same Forest team that has been out throughout the season. The start against Chelsea in the FA Cup. The reverse fixture was a 1-1 draw, and Willian gives Chelsea the early lead as Fabregas gets injured, but Collymore gets Forest back level. It's been a very entertaining start to the game. Costa getting bought just like he normally does in real life. Kante coming on to replace the injured Fabregas. John Robertson gives Forest the lead, just like he did many times in the past. And Forest run out 3-1 winners, so we're into the next round of the Cup. So now we've reached the end of March. We beat City 3-0 at the City Ground, beat Charlton 2-1 in the quarterfinals of the FA Cups, which means we're in the semi-finals now. We beat Burnley 3-0 and we beat Middlesbrough 1-0, so a very good month all round. Wins across the board, and let's see how we get on in the month of April. So now we've reached the end of the month April. We drew to Watford 1-1 in the Premier League. We beat Leicester 1-0 away at the King Power. We beat United 3-1, that's a huge win, because I know United was up there. We beat West Ham 4-0, a lot of teams have had a lot of thrashings from this team. We lose to Stoke 2-1 in the semi-finals of the FA Cup, which is poor, but now we've just got to focus on winning the league. And we beat Bournemouth 4-1, so it puts us in a very good position to win the league, hopefully. And this is the last month of the career mode, so we'll sim right to the final day against Chelsea, and we'll watch that one, and let's see if that's the game that has to decide us to win the league. So now we've reached the day before the Chelsea game, the last game of the season. We beat Arsenal 1-0, we beat Hull 3-1 and beat Swansea 2-0, so it puts us in a very good position to win the league. We are 10 points clear with 1 game to go. We've won the league, and it proves that if the Forest Legends was around today, how they dominated their era, they'd also dominate this era, hopefully. Just before the final day against Chelsea, obviously the champions now, but we took the title off them in the career mode. Keane and Walker are both injured, so we're going to put Cohen in at centre mid and Mancien in at centre back. Just for the final day away at Chelsea. That's the team we're going to go with. Hopefully we get the win to round off the season, because it's obviously been a great season. Legends coming back and dominating the English leagues again. Let's see if we can finish on maximum point, what we can now, which it will be 88. What we need to get past Chelsea, finish second. Hazard, Costa, Pedro, Matic, Fabregas, Alonso, David Luiz, Azpilicueta, Cahill, Mers, Courtois. They've not added to the starting 11 back. I see Saul on the bench, the German centre back, and John McGovern gives Forest a first half lead. And if it stays this way, Forest will finish on 88 points, and John Robertson nets the penalty. It's been a great season for the Legends, and that's it. Forest win the Premier League and win 2-0 on the final day against Chelsea.
Arsenal 3, Everton 1.
And now we'll check the top goal scorer list, and John Robertson gets the golden boot, finishing on 23 goals, and Collymore finishes on 22, so just 1 goal behind. Nigel Clough finishes 8th on 12 goals, and there are and O'Neill finishes bottom of the pile with 9 goals. And the top assists, Nigel Clough with 11 assists, that's very good, and John Robertson with 9, so he's not also got the golden boot. He very nearly won the top assister. But O'Neill and McGovern finished 14th and 15th with 6 assists each.
Let's have a look at what those results mean for tonight's
And Viv Anderson finishes 24th with getting 5 assists. So at the end of this little career mode, we've proven that if Nottingham Forest Legends played today in this era, that they'd still win the Premier League ahead of the other top quality teams such as Chelsea, Arsenal, United, City, Tottenham, which are the teams that finished below us in the career mode. So thank you for watching. Please drop a like if you have liked the video, share it, and tell people that Forest Legends would still dominate. Comment about who you would like me to do it with next time, and subscribe if you haven't. Until then, see ya.